drawful. Only 4 players. No problem. You'll each get to draw twice. Let's do this thing. Okay, I'm sending a title to each of your devices. Something unusual, like Crime Dog or Snowpiercer. Draw a picture on your device that would have that title, and when you're done, hit send. And you'll get points for each player that can correctly guess your title. So, don't mess this up. I have all your pictures now. Okay, these are weird. Let's look at them. Now, use your device to type in what you think the title for this picture could have been. Or better yet, something you think could trick the other players into thinking it's the title. You'll get points for every player that picks your answer. All right, here are your choices. Now pick the title you think really inspired this drawing.
Hey!
25. 20.
Here's everybody's picks.
Hey!
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
And we are done with this one.
Cha-ching.
Next up, type in your titles now.
Hey!
20.
Here are your choices.
Hey!
20.
All right, who picked what?
Cha-ching.
Hey!
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
It's sad, but it still sounds relaxing.
Cha-ching.
And this one. your choices. And here are your picks.
Cha-ching. Ta-da! Cha-ching.
Does anyone pay attention to the things I say here before going to the score tallies? I don't think they do. I really don't.
Cha-ching.
Type in a convincing title now.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
What did everybody pick?
Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Ta-da! Cha-ching.
Too many eels. You know, like the expression. Ah, too many eels.
Cha-ching.
Everybody gets to draw again. The title should be on your devices now.
Hey!
I have your drawings, and I know what to do with them. And now, this thing.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
And here are your picks.
Hey!
Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Ta-da! Cha-ching.
Now that is art.
Cha-ching.
Now let's take a look at this one. Here are your choices. what?
Cha-ching. Ta-da! Cha-ching.
I'm learning so much about your weird minds.
Cha-ching.
Enter anything that could almost make sense now.
Hey!
And here are your choices.
Hey!
Here's everybody's picks.
Cha-ching.
Hey!
Cha-ching. Ta-da! Cha-ching.
I like this group of players. I don't know why. I just do.
Cha-ching.
Okay, our next drawing.
Hey!
Okay, here are your choices.
Hey!
And here are your picks.
Cha-ching. Ta-da! Cha-ching.
This title is dedicated to all our nerd friends.
Hey!
Okay, we are on.
Cookie, we looked it up, and implausible with an L is not a word.
That's implausible. Look it up a Glenn.
If we could get all the dancers to set, all of the dancers. Thank you.
I hope those cupcakes.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. I'm glad you three decided to play our little game here. Although I suppose your options were limited. Everyone's got a nice little screw. If you think an opponent doesn't know the answer, hit your screw button and you'll force them to answer immediately. If they miss it, you win big. And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by
The San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor, to get prizes and cash. All right, we're taking off.
Get ready, time for question 1.
First, Bootyful. Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%?
Okay, we're on.
Has anyone seen Nate Shapiro? He hasn't come into the office in, like, 15 years.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. 4 players. That's surprising. You realize you don't win real cash, right? Everybody's got their screws. You can force another player to answer immediately by hitting your screw button. If they miss it, you win extra bonus dollars. And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored by
The San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. All right, let's make history.
Get ready, time for question 1.
To get things rolling, Bootyful. Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%? Player 2, can't do anything right, can you? Player 3, what are you implying exactly? Players 1 and 4, Kim Kardashian's brain, and everybody else's brain for that matter, is made up of about 80% water. But that other 20% is just so round and firm, I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, Mama, gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Tell you so.
May I introduce, his acting is alright. So, you know how they called Matthew McConaughey's resurgence as an actor his McConaissance? Well, if Matthew McConaughey is currently experiencing a McConaissance, then what period of his life just ended? The McCona Dark Ages, the McCona Industrial Age, the McCona Middle Ages, or the McCona Enlightenment Age? Player 4, Player 2, sweet dreams. Player 4, all wrong. Players 1 and 3, the Renaissance first occurred in Italy in the late 14th century, immediately following the Middle Ages. So the McConaissance would follow the McCona Middle Ages. Which is funny because most Renaissance sculptures also need to put on a damn shirt.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Why not try? Brought to you by the letter Unibrow.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you get this one right, I'll rustle up some extra moolah for you. Arrange these Sesame Street characters in order of fewest to most eyebrows. Bert, Ernie, the Count. Ernie, Bert, the Count. Bert, Ernie, the Count. The Count, Bert, Ernie, or Ernie, the Count, Bert. Players 2 and 3? What were you thinking there? Correct answer, show yourself. Ernie has no eyebrows at all, Bert has one long single eyebrow, and the Count has two eyebrows! And yet, none of them have ever blinked. And on its way, Duck, Duck, Swan? Say the cast of Duck Dynasty attends a performance of Swan Lake and thinks there are real waterfowl on stage. In their confusion, which character would they most likely shoot? Siegfried, Benno, Von Rothbart, or Odette? Player 1, who are you gonna screw? The screw is in you, Player 2. 5 seconds to make a choice. Nuh-uh. Player 1, your screw worked out. Time to twist the knife. Player 4. Players 1 and 3. Odette is a princess who has been turned into a swan, so the Duck Dynasty crew would probably fill her full of lead. Especially if they find out she once fooled around with a lady swan in college. It's time for The Man in the Backwards Yellow Hat, and it's a dis or dat. Player 2. Yikes, your score could use a hand. Why don't you play this dis or dat and see if it helps? I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one you tell me if it's an alleged antic by pop star Justin Bieber, or an antic by the classic children's book character Curious George. If it's Justin Bieber, press the square button. If it's Curious George, press the circle button. Now the rest of you should listen carefully. Lock in your answers before Player 2 does, and if Player 2 gets it wrong, I'll split that cash among everyone who got it right. Alright, let's get started. Pete broke his leg falling from a fire escape. Arrested for falsely reporting at the house. Got high on went to a Forget George, I'm curious how someone could do this badly. I think we can all agree that it's time for that little bastard to get deported. And then it's your turn, Bieber. That'll bring an end to our first round. And Player 1 is ahead. But don't go spending that money just yet. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. And lest you forget, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. Okay, let's see what's next. Coming up, Dumber and Dumberer 2. So, there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there was Dumb and Dumberer, and then Dumb and Dumber 2. Makes perfect sense. Now, going back a few decades, there was The Odd Couple and The Odd Couple 2. So, if another remake of The Odd Couple used the superlative adjective, it would be called The Blank Couple. Odd, odder. Oh, Player 3, who's getting the screw job? You yanked out your screw, you got us all excited, and then you just sat there. Lame. Can we continue now? Players 1, 2, and 4. Odd is the adjective, odder is the comparative adjective, and oddest is the superlative adjective. But of course, everyone who made the original Odd Couple movies is dead, which means it's the perfect time for Rob Schneider to swoop in and revitalize the franchise.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
This one's known as Let It Go, Let It Go, Let It Go. At which temperature would Olaf from the movie Frozen melt and die? 30 degrees Kelvin, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, or 30 degrees Rankine? He's a snowman. Player 3? Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. Players 1 and 2? Good effort. Good effort. Player 4? 30 degrees is below freezing in Fahrenheit and insanely below freezing in Kelvin and Rankine. But it's pretty balmy in Celsius, about the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know, blah blah blah, he can magically be saved, but I'm talking about what would happen in the real world to a talking snowman.
Follow me down to the sea.
Next up, Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus?
Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
First spotted in 1879. Kangaroo, Peanuts, Albert Einstein, or Uranus? Player 3? Albert Einstein was first spotted in 1879, the year he was born. Probably by a midwife or something, over a century after Uranus was discovered and even longer after kangaroos and peanuts. I've heard baby Einstein cried a lot because he left behind some important equations on the uterine wall. Player 2? Sucks to be you. Players 1 and 4? That answer has a hole in it. Here we have Wine or Lose. If the Washington Redskins rebranded themselves with a non-offensive red-skinned mascot, what could they be called? The Washington Chardonnays, the Washington Malbecs, the Washington Pinot Blancs, or the Washington Rieslings? Players 2 and 3? This isn't going to go with dinner at all. Players 1 and 4? Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, and Rieslings are all white-skinned grapes, but the Malbec grape is red. Although to a connoisseur like myself, Malbec is very offensive. Oh yes, I do say that was quite a burn. I call this one, I Want to Lick and Roll All Night. If Kiss singer Gene Simmons' tongue grew to the average length of an adult giraffe's, how deep into a woman's mouth could he stick it when he kissed her? About 5 inches deep, about 10 inches deep, about 20 inches deep, or about 30 inches deep? Player 2? Excuse me. Players 1, 3, and 4? An adult giraffe's tongue is on average about 18 to 20 inches long. So that's about how deep into a woman's mouth a giraffe-tongued Gene Simmons could stick it. And if Gene Simmons' neck grew to the length of an adult giraffe's, he may not even need women anymore. Welcome to the attack. When you see 2 clues that match, press the X button. $2,000 if you're right. 2,000 gone if you're wrong. And don't forget,
remember the clue.
It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Your house is made of what? What materials are their houses made from? Good luck. Everyone's got it! Very nice score, Player One. It's got a nice shiny coat, strong teeth, and its nose is cold. You should call it...